Hello, 780 subscribers. I am Chill from Disney Plus. Thanks for watching. The reason why you need to be reading this new Black Panther comic book issue #1 that's coming in August is because the character in the lead role of this comic book is black. His skin color has melanin in it, and I want you to read the comic book for that reason. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Thumbs up. That always helps. Comments do too, because it recommends this video to other people who watch the same videos that you watch. Of course, the video's not going to end like that. I want to tell you why. That was the reason why, but let me elaborate on why. We've just had so much nonsense these few years. Race swapping and there's the Falcon thing that they just did on Disney Plus with him dropping his mantle as the Falcon to pick up Steve Rogers' old, not even just Steve, John Walker's old name. This name has been just hand-me-downs until Falcon wants to call himself. I should have said Sam Wilson. He's so Falcon in my mind that my sentence structure isn't even fitting the Disney Plus, the way that they want me to think. But okay. We've also had the Black Superman announcement, which is going to come out, I think, 2 years from now. That's how long movies take. Someone's writing a script where they're going to have a black guy be Superman, and he's not. Clark Kent's a white guy. He looks kind of like, what's that guy's name? Tip of the tongue, Henry Cavill. That's who Superman is. But there's this stuff, right? All of that. And there's the detractors, which I vocalize often. And then we have the Black Panther. We got this character created in, 66? Fantastic Four issue number 52 by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and they say black, and they do it, and they don't make him the second something. They didn't say Human Torch needs to, maybe if he heats his skin up so much he'll have more melanin, and then we got a black, it got orange, we're covered. They didn't think that way. They just created something new. They also didn't have to worry about copyrights and royalty checks and stuff like that. So back in that era, they created new things. If you think that's not the reason why new things get created now, I got another thing coming for you that's false. That's really everything to do with it. With new characters, with original characters, what TChalla is, we need to represent it and support it. We gotta give it our money. Look, if I look at the black character list in Marvel Comics right now, it's Miles Morales, and there's no other main comic book that Marvel is doing. I don't consider Star Wars High Republic a Marvel thing. It's a Star Wars thing. You know, in 616, there's no black characters leading a comic book. And then there's this. Then there's the Black Panther, this new comic book that's coming out, which everything I complained about and the exchanging of names and the black characters being what former white characters were, that's not the case here. I gotta go hard and buy this comic book that's coming out. I like the new cover of it too. Did you guys see the cover? It's on the screen right now, the cover. What a beautiful cover that Alex Ross is doing. Alex Ross he's a high rep artist, right? So who knows, this he just may be the cover guy for all of the Black Panther books, the same way he's been doing the Hulk books, which is actually gonna end by the time this new Black Panther starts in August. So maybe, you know, he got a job over there, and maybe that'll attract new customers. Personally speaking, I don't need the Alex Ross covers because I got Black Panther. And I hope that this run is better than the previous run that's been going on since 2018. So I became a comic book reading fan after the Black Panther movie, 2018. So I go to the comic store because and I see the Black Panther comic. I read it, and it was right when Intergalactic Empire started. Ta-Nehisi Coates, he's been writing TChalla since 2016, and he stopped his story to tell this new story. So I read issue #1, and everything was off. The names of the characters were not who they actually were from the movie, and it was so bizarre. I read issue #2, and it was off again. I've learned now that everything that was happening was outside 2 million years in the past, but they went through a warp hole when they went up to space, and the Wakandans made a new settlement in space to conquer that, and that's why they're there. They have their own Killmonger guy, and it was so bizarre. And Jadaka, I should say, but it was so bizarre. I was lost as a new comic book fan coming into it. Couldn't get behind it. Even today, as the book is wrapping up, it'll finish next week or then maybe 2 weeks from now, if it was delayed. I'm reading the comic and I'm looking at, whoa, every black superhero is in Marvel, is in this comic book. Why though? Like it never answers to me why all the black superheroes are in this comic defending Wakanda, which is defending the world because the threat is coming from space, so they're not going to stop at Wakanda. Why aren't the Fantastic Four here? Because T'Challa's friends with them, isn't? Why are we ignoring history and everything for the sake of just everyone's black? The new comic may come out next week and answer that question, but I'm not digging it. I just like that part of the story. I haven't liked this whole 25 issue run of Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. It feels like it is outside of continuity. Like there's nothing that's happening in the Black Panther books that's being reflected in the Avengers book, where T'Challa is the leader of the Avengers. Tony and Thor and Steve decided they couldn't be the leaders of it, and they're like it probably should be him, shouldn't it? And he gets chosen to do it. Not that it feels like he's the leader in the Avengers books, but anyways, the way that he's written in Empire and the way that Black Panther's written in anywhere else he shows up, it's not reflected in the Black Panther book. And likewise, the Black Panther book doesn't really acknowledge what the X-Men are going on, what's happening in all the other comics. They actually made another Black Panther and the Agents of Wakanda series, and that actually felt like it was mixing with the rest of Marvel. Thor would show up in that one. You would get, what's the guy's name who Donny Cates just reinvented? Sentry, that dude showed up in that comic book, and that felt like, okay, it's within the world. This happens in Earth 616. So I was down on on that series. This one, no, it's a brand new jumping point. Let's get on its bandwagon. Let's buy more than one comic for this. Let's tell them, Marvel, that we don't just like characters just because they're black, like the way it may alluded to. The way it may have came off when I started this video. You can also lose my dollars when you misrepresent the character, misuse them, or if if their fame is at the expense of a white character. Because white power came at the expense of black. Black power does not need to come at the expense of white. That's the opposite message that I'll never preach over here. Black Panther is not that case where I do not have to worry about that. It's one of the rare times. So I want it to do good. I want it naturally just to be awesome. So this new writer, John Ridley, who's not new to writing, he won the Oscar for 12 Years a Slave. He wrote some Batman stuff just a couple of months ago. He's got a comic book brain. He's a fan of the character. Accomplished writer. You got the criteria for me. I still wish that they would get someone like Al Ewing, Brian Michael Bendis, name Donny Cates, Chip Zdarsky. Give me a top tier high quality writer to be writing the Black Panther book. I don't care whether they're black or not. That shouldn't matter. Give me a high profile writer on it. But that's not what they're doing. That doesn't mean John Ridley is going to be bad. He can be awesomer. He can be better. Because remember what Eve Ewing did. That's the best Ewing working at Marvel. Remember what she did with Ironheart. You might not have even read that book. Why? Because Ironheart is the second Iron Man. Therefore, she is secondary. Therefore, people are not going to support that. Okay, that's cool. If you are one of the reasons why her final comic book only sold 9,011 issues, according to Comicron.com, that's cool. Black Panther isn't that case. Support that. Show Marvel. I mean, if the book sucks, you can also drop it. Obviously, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm recommending what you should do. But tell Marvel that this is what you're down for, and this is the representation you seek when it's done properly, and you can get behind it and stand behind it. That's the video there. Thanks for... Oh, let me read the article, actually. Let's read the article. As Black Panther's intergalactic saga makes it a stunning conclusion next Wednesday, Marvel Comics has revealed that the next thrilling chapter for T'Challa, Wakanda, and the Marvel Universe will begin this summer. Officially announced today by the New York Times. You know, when they hand off a story to a big outlet like that, just so that they can say, New York Times covers us. Academy Award winning John Ridley will helm Marvel's next Black Panther series alongside Marvel's Stormbreaker artist Juan Cabal. That's good news that's the artist doing the regular. And then let's see here, there's the cover, and the cover was by Alex Ross, but Juan Cabal, awesome artist, I like him. He'll be covering the actual issues. Okay, Building from the epic last chapter of Ta-Nehisi Coates' groundbreaking multi-year Black Panther run, next week, Ridley will kick off an action-packed espionage story that will impact everything in T'Challa's life and have ramifications for the Marvel Universe. That is key. The ramifications of the entire Marvel Universe was not what I was getting in Ta-Nehisi Coates' groundbreaking multi-year Black Panther. In this new ongoing series, secrets from T'Challa's past have come back to haunt him. Fresh from returning from his adventures in space, Black Panther receives an unexpected urgent message from a Wakandan agent. T'Challa must race the clock not only to save his agent, but also to keep his true agenda under wraps, because if the truth comes out, it could cost T'Challa everything. I hope that agent isn't Okoye, and maybe like a new character that we get introduced to. It's a new series, make new characters. So he says it's a hybrid espionage superhero thriller, but at its core, it's a love story. I like that, actually, hearing that. He says, and I don't mean just romantic love, although there's some of that as well. It's love between friends. Okay, nice. We're coming out of a summer where we saw black people fighting for our rights, standing up, fighting in ways that we haven't had to do in years. And it was really important to me after the year we had, where we can have these conversations with black people and we can use words like love and caring and hope and regret and all these really fundamental emotions that everybody has. Let me stop and reread that, because he begins with, we're coming out of a summer. It is May when I'm reading this. This interview happened a long time ago. Especially the way he's talking about after the year we had. That's how people speak in December. You know, when you're utilizing the year and you're into 2021, you're almost there. You always talk about the year. People in May don't talk about the year like that. So I believe maybe this comic was delayed. Well, Black Panther was delayed by Coates, right? So who knows? Who knows? Don't miss Black Panther's historic moment in 25 next week. And be sure to pick up number 1 when it hits stands in August. Will do. And let me know if you want to read it too. Let me know if I convinced you to read it after this video. Or maybe I convinced you otherwise and you're not going to pick it up. I'd still be interested to know why or why not you're going to be checking out this new Black Panther comic. We gotta. I think we gotta support this one. There's not that many black characters in Marvel, or really any other characters. They're back down to their bread and butter original characters who happen to be white. And that does not, since we're doing the race thing, I do not think that it is wrong that Doctor Strange is white, or whatever that Kevin Feige article from Rolling Stones was. It's okay that the characters were white. It's a reflection of the writers themselves. Look, Stanley and Steve Ditko, I should say. I don't think these guys are hateful people with prejudice. But when they were looking to create a villain for Spider-Man, they went to Vulture. Then they did, let's do Mysterio. Dr. Octopus. He needs a new villain. How about Goblin? How about he needs another one? Let's think here. And Chameleon and Kingpin and all these villains after villain after villain. You look at his rogues gallery, and how many black characters? Prowler? Is Prowler the only black villain of Spider-Man? There's really not that much, Sandman's another one who's white. Hydro Man. You see, it happens, and it doesn't mean that their creators are hateful people or anything like that. But when we do get this diamond in the rough, which is a black character created in the 60s who is famous, we gotta put the dollars behind it too, to make Marvel know that this is different than when you skin swap or do it like the Falcon comparison, the Miles thing. I want this to make more than Miles Morales. It should. Miles Spider-Man, last time I checked, its sales hovered around the 20,000 sales a month. Okay, that's beatable for sure. Let's beat it. I'm buying 2 books. I'm chill. Thank you for watching.